Hey y'all, welcome to the channel. My name is Sean. This is Ucmpigs, and today we're going to be putting new shocks on my 2016 Ultra Classic that I refer to as no LMA. Now, if you follow the channel for any length of time, you may be thinking to yourself, well Sean, didn't you just put shocks on last year? Yeah, I'm going to get into that with you. But before we get started, let me remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always on my channel, if you don't feel like typing words, just leave me an emoji. Let me know you're here. I would greatly appreciate it. So last year, matter of fact, June of 2023, I was up in Laconia at the 100th Laconia anniversary, and my friend Ben from Bikes, Beards, and Brews has just been raving about the suspension from Suspension Technologies. So we went over to the tent, and I got my rear shocks updated with the 13-inch standard Black Hills Edition shocks from Suspension Technology. I have loved them since day one. Probably the best upgrade I've done on my bike. Well, this week, Monday or Tuesday, I went out to the parking lot at work and I saw some oil residue on my rear tire. I removed my saddlebag and noticed that that shock on the right side was leaking fluid. So on Wednesday, I started trying to give Suspension Technologies a call because I remembered they have a lifetime warranty. So I wanted to give them a call and see what we had to do to get this corrected. Well, the phone just rang, and then I remembered it's Sturgis week, so their whole team is out in South Dakota doing installs. So I left a message and just was patient. Well, around lunchtime, I get a call back from Kathy. She was still manning the phones, and I explained to her my situation, and at that point, this was the most effortless thing I've gone through. She was able to look me up in their system, verify my purchase, and within a few minutes, I had a new set of shocks on the way, and they're right here. There's my new shocks. So just to recap, that was Wednesday. Today is Friday. They were sitting on my step at lunch today. So we're going to get these installed on the bike. This happens from time to time. I'm not blaming Suspension Technologies, but they stood behind it and made it as painless as possible for me, and I appreciate that. So you have a couple options when you're going to order Suspension Technologies. You can order directly through them, or you can check out Rolling Throttle. I'll put a link to their YouTube channel. Drew is actually a distributor, I believe, for Suspension Technologies. He's actually out in South Dakota right now, set up right next to him, doing installs side by side with them. So if you're thinking about getting them and you like American-made products from small businesses, there's an opportunity to support two small businesses. Suspension Technologies that make the product, and then Drew that helps sell it. And from what I understand, it's at no cost difference to you, the consumer. So be sure and check that out. Go over and check out Drew. Go over and check out their website and order you a set of these shocks. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. So what we're going to do is we're going to make quick work of this because this is a super simple install. We're talking 4 bolts, 2 on each side. We need to get the bike off the ground, so I'm using a center jack. We're just going to get it up where the weight is taken off the rear tire, just barely touching the ground, just to relieve the tension on those springs. We're going to remove 2 bolts, old shock off, new shock on, torque it down to 35 to 40 foot-pounds of torque with a little bit of blue Loctite. Now again, check your shop manual to get your torque specs for your specific bike, and that's pretty much it. So I'm going to show you guys the problem. We're going to get into this quick install and wrap this video up. Alright, so here's what I'm working with, and this is going to be difficult. I may have to show you once I get the shock off the bike, but there's a lot of grease down here. There it is. You can just see moisture and grease coming from this inner shock, and it's coming out through, and it's getting on the spring, and then it's settling down here on the swing arm, and then it was dripping down on my tire. I was actually smelling it off the exhaust as well, and it's just a real thick grease. It's kind of clear, but it's just, yeah, it's just a thick grease that's oozing out of this shock. So haven't had any problems with it that's noticeable with riding, but this is obviously not correct. So like I said, they're going to take care of it. We're going to remove these shocks, we're going to put on a fresh set, and we'll take a little closer look at it on the bench once I get it off. And as I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and torque these down to 35 to 40 pounds per torque. That's in accordance with my shop manual. So that's 40. And 40. And that's it. That's as simple as it is to install a rear shock on your bike. Pretty simple. All right, so here's the old shock right here. And as you can see, this is the back side. You can see all the oil down here where it was dripping, you know, pretty much down the base. But if you follow it up the springs, right inside there where the shock absorber, you know, the rod goes into the shock absorber, you can tell that seal is probably blown inside there. So it was forcing the oil out, it was spraying and getting all over the place. But it's a simple fix. They sent me a new set. So we'll be sending these back to them and they can take a look at it and see what went wrong. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go over and knock out the other side and we're done with this. I told you guys this would be a quick install. All right, y'all, so we've got the old shocks box back up. We'll be shipping those back down to Florida to Suspension Technologies, and that is it for installing new shocks on your bike. It's really literally like a 10-minute job, so don't be afraid to do it yourself. Get on over, check out some Suspension Technologies through Suspension Technologies or Roll and Throttle and get you a set of these shocks. I'm telling you, game changer, and the customer service and the warranty is just unbelievable. I want to point out something else too. I'm sporting my Ghost Kraken hat today and my Bry the Biker shirt because these are two channels that I really enjoy watching, and they're both totally different, but both of these gentlemen have contributed greatly to the growth of my channel and just wanted to wear their swag today. So be sure and go over and check out Kraken's Garage. Go see Eric, tell him Sean sent you from Ucmpigs, and the same Bry from Bry the Biker. Go over, check them out. Like I said, two totally different channels, but great people that capture content, and you definitely will not be disappointed. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you found it informative. Be sure and check out Suspension Technologies. And until we talk again, you guys be careful. You guys be safe. Always keep your shiny side up. And we'll talk to you next time.